Feeling anxious is actually a very normal part of life that we're never going to get completely rid of. It's protective. And if we're going to grow, we're going to have to do things that make us nervous. When we can't tolerate that feeling of being anxious, or when we fear others will think we're weak if we're anxious, we get even more anxious. We get anxious about being anxious. And so we get in this vicious circle. I've learned that confidence doesn't really come from eliminating anxiety, but from accepting anxiety as normal. And one of the ways I've learned that is by hanging around people like the people who've presented to you tonight and finding out that they get anxious, just like me. I take courage, in fact, from realizing that Moroni, the last prophet of the Book of Mormon, seems to have had his struggles with anxiety. Now, Moroni was a great orator and a great military leader. So apparently war and public speaking did not make him anxious, or at least not so anxious that they stopped him. But he didn't seem to have much confidence at all in his writing ability. He was deeply afraid, in fact, that the Gentiles who would read his contribution to the historical record of the Book of Mormon and his testimony of Jesus Christ would discount it because of his poor writing. At one point, he seems almost immobilized by this fear that the mocking opinions of people who wouldn't even be alive for 1,500 years would stop his testimony from going forth. Now, think about it, sisters. At least the people you and I worry about being embarrassed in front of have actually been born, right? It apparently took a personal visit from the Savior, in fact, to talk Moroni down. Christ carefully reasoning with him and assuring him that fools mock, but my grace is sufficient for the meek. My grace is sufficient, in fact, for all that humble themselves before me and have faith in me. Moroni leaves us with this fervent testimony. I have seen Jesus, and he hath talked with me face to face. And he told me in plain humility, even as a man telleth another, in my own language, concerning these things. This humble, charitable, generous, honest Jesus is the God of our salvation, which underscores the most important tool in our confidence toolbox, to trust God and to trust in his confidence in us. Not that we'll be perfect, but that we'll get back up and try again.